Hello YouTube, this is Rhino Dan. This is my R3. I'm filming in the garage because my gaming laptop's graphics card died. And that'll be another video in another day, but I cannot do 4K editing or any editing at all from the Adobe Premiere. So I'm going to have to use my phone instead. Old school, kicking it. First modification for you guys out there new to the channel or new to the bike. This is my custom seat. I designed it, made it. I didn't make it, but it was made in Thailand and shipped to me. I'm going to leave a link below. And who did it for me? Right here is Stompgrips. As you can see, there's no bubble and it's clear. I was supposed to have another video showing you my friend who did it. He did an excellent job. We made a video and it was supposed to be done, but I cannot edit it or anything like that, so it's going to have to wait until my new rig is built. On to the next step. This right here is my clip-ons, and you're going to say, well, why is there a steering stop? If we can see it, it's because without a steering stop my hands would hit the fairing if it was no steering stop. So the steering stop actually protects my hands and protects the handlebar and the clip-ons from actually hitting the fairing and the back fairing. So, before I get really in-depth into this, let's go over the basics of why I needed clip-ons in the first place. Other than that, they're a good idea if you go down or track days or any of that stuff. They're really easy to fix. So here we go. I am not a mechanical expert, so I'm going to get into this real quickly. So I don't want to have anybody, other side over here with no bubbles. I don't want anybody to, hey, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you know what? I'm a rider. I have my buddy who's a mechanic expert, did this work for me. So here's the Kawasaki Ninja 650R rear shock. It raised the bike up considerably of height. Now we, for my weight, did the adjustment for the maximum preload. So this ride height in this motorcycle is as high as it's probably going to get. And because of that, the bike was tilted back and the front end was lowered. On MotoGP bikes and certain track bikes or race bikes, that's totally acceptable. Per Yamaha R3 Racing, a little bit in the rear is okay, but too much in the rear is not good. He can get into the details. You can talk to Jesse yourself and he can go over it. He is the guy that races these things more than anybody else, and he's actually in a competitive club racer, and he can go over it, and he has his own website, and I'm going to leave a link below. And you can talk to him why you don't want the back end so high. I trust him. He's the one that sold me the spacers to do this. There was spacers going in there. I was supposed to have a video up to show this. All this work ain't going to happen right now. And I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon because of all the laptop and PC trouble. Next step is the Springer brake lines. You can see I have purple banjo bolts, which is pretty cool. I have Diablo Rosso tires. Sorry if I don't have a lot of chicken strip right now. They're brand new. I'm still breaking them in, and I'm getting used to the bike, so I'm not doing anything crazy or no carving of the corners right now. I'm still getting used to the bike. Sorry for the exhale. It's just that this video is like my 5th take trying to get it to go, and it's annoying me. Next step. The clip-ons themselves. We were having clearance issues right here with the banjo bolt and the Springer brake lines. You can see there's light through the end of the tunnel right there, which means our original assessment through Yamaha R3 Racing was to use 1.5-inch risers. We could have used the R3 clip-ons. We chose to use the 41mm universal clip-ons, and we tried an 1.5-inch rise, and we ended up going with 2-inch rise. If anybody out there that understands and knows or has an R3, you know that this hole right here is for the original clip-ons. Nice, yeah. For the original clip-ons right here, right? The clip-ons mounted on top. Now that's how I solved my problem earlier when I was talking about this. Was to go out and to get the clip-ons and mount the triple tree, the clip-on below the triple tree like it is right here, and to bring the fork tubes down 15mm on each side. And then the bike went from like this to this. Much better for me. This is not my track bike. This is my street bike. I'm going to buy a track bike off of Craigslist for about $2,000 to $3,000, and then if it drops, race the piss out of it. Not a problem. Next modification I have for the motorcycle is an R6 throttle cable and grip. I don't know if it's not throttle cable, just grip. We're using the R3 grip. The reason why is because now this is basically a short throw throttle. Before, the R3 was like, full throttle. Now, as you can tell right here, full throttle. Awesome, right? Hit full throttle way quicker. It's probably one of my favorite mods on the bike. Now I'm going to go to the front of the bike, and we're going to talk about the next modification I did. This right here, you can't really see it, but I have Traxxion Dynamics front forks emulators with the appropriate fork wick oil in the fork tubes. Awesome. There's going to be a picture coming up real soon. This picture is going to showcase what's happening and how much compression the stock R3 has versus my R3 that's been modified. And I can tell you from looking at it, it's a great deal different. Not a little different, a lot different. I even drew lines in the picture where you can see for yourself. I'm not an expert. I don't know what that name of that would be called, but that right there shows you the difference between stock and my R3 and how much fork travel I was losing just sitting on the bike. Okay, getting into the next thing. Because the R3 is all the way over, that's how much steering I have for the R3 now with the Graves steering stop. That's how much travel right and left. I'm going to go back to the middle. That sums it up. U-turns now are a little bit tougher, but it's not unmanageable. I had a video that was supposed to complement this video, but it didn't happen. That video was basically going to go out and show you guys that it's still manageable to do a U-turn with it. It's just not as easy. And the reason being is, for all you stock R3 riders out there, you know that you're losing some steering. And you're losing some steering. But it's okay, because I am a 6'3" rider, and I rather have the more forward clip-ons like it is right here, because stock's back here and it's further back this way. I gain more room. Now it's more comfortable in the full tuck, more comfortable just sitting upright riding. The bike is now, it's 100% designed and made for me. We went out and did the work. Awesome. I'm so happy about it. It's really cool. Alright, now I'm going to show you how the front end, before, I'm trying to get my hand over here, screw my hand, I'm going to show you with this airsoft barrel. So before, the stock R3 clip-on was straight. Now you can see it at an angle. Way more comfortable for me. It was very awesome. The bike is much better. Also, I had another video in there showing you the front nosedive of the R3 with my Traxxion Dynamics fork emulators. Not only are fork emulators better than the stock R3 forks, when their valves and other crap they got going in there, again, I'm not a technical guy, but it solved the braking problem of the R3, which when you hit the brakes, the R3 would, here we go, it would do this. And you'd be bottoming out. And especially for me, I would bottom out really bad because of my weight. Now, my friend who did the work, Steve, he said that there was some damage on the fork seals themselves, not the seals, but on the Teflon parts that go up and down. I'm not a mechanic, but he showed me the damage because of my weight and how often I bottomed out the front end. Boom, ain't happening no more. Hopefully when we do fork seal oil change next year, that everything's good because it's been fixed. Next thing, because the bike's been raised up so much, I had to have my kickstand modified. And I'm going to show you a video of what it looked like before, and right now the bike's on a bike stand. I can probably go out and let the bike down and do that, but not necessary. You probably have seen it otherwise. Now my bike sits properly. I have some titanium parts on here. Nothing really, just some bling. I'm going to show you. Here's a titanium brake caliper bolt. Just to save some weight and just threw some extra money on there. All this started happening before I went out and decided to go out and buy myself a track bike. And then that track bike money just now being spent on my computer, so I'm kind of bummed out. This is going to wrap up this video. As you can see, and I probably said that like more times than I want to admit, but I'm going to do this one shot for the 5th time. I have no R3 stickers on it. It is murdered out. It looks awesome. Super sexy now. I may or may not go out and get vinyls for my Rano Dan stuff. I'm thinking about it because I think that'd be pretty awesome. I definitely, in the future, want to change out the windscreen because I think for my height, I think a little bit more wind, like a double bubble, might do me a little bit better. I want to get rid of the whale tail in the back. We'll go over there real quick. That's next on the list, but it's going to have to wait. And I'm still running the stock exhaust and everything else because right now I don't feel a need for anything motor-wise. I feel like the motor is fantastic. I'm not supposed to say this. My wife may or may not watch this. I hit 107, but that's as fast as this bike's going to go with me on it. I'm happy with that. That's pretty fast. 3 miles per hour away from 110. I'll get myself in trouble here. If you've done modifications to your bike, you're probably faster than mine. I'm just saying. But right now, my stock R3 is pretty good. Alright guys, I've talked long enough, shown you enough pictures of my video, of my bike, of how awesome it is, how it's not stock, how it's far from stock. The bike has a unique stance now. It's pretty awesome. It actually doesn't even look like an R3 half the time because it sits taller and it just looks great. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. And this is my last video for a while. I might make one more video on my phone and that's it. And then after that I'm going to build myself a computer. And I'll probably make a video of that too. So that's it guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.